There once was a berry-eating, honey-loving, banjo-playing bear who lived in the deep, deep forest beside the crystal clearest, icy coldest mountain stream that ever gave a bear a goosebump. His friends all called him Banjo, and he was just a big, easygoing, always welcome, fun to have around bear who enjoyed sharing his music with anyone who was willing to listen. Those who knew Banjo all agreed that he could play the very feel-goodest, paw-tappingest, get-up-and-danciest banjo music they had ever heard in all their livelong lives. He loved playing the banjo with all of his big-as-the-moon bear heart. It was just his all-time favoriteest happy place thing to do in all the wide, wide world. Why, one year, the story's told, he snuggled into his den to hibernate for the winter, and he plumb forgot all about sleeping. Banjo played his music all the way to snow-melting, bird-chirping, flower-blooming springtime. He became so good at playing the banjo that in all the forest he was the well-knownest banjo picker that had ever plunked out a twangy tune. Banjo began to think of himself as more of a banjo player than a bear. That's when he decided to leave the forest and become a big-time, name-up-in-bright-lights entertainer. And soon there were loud, screaming, music-loving, Banjo Bear t-shirt-wearing youngsters following him around, asking for his autograph. Banjo was becoming a for real, honest-to-goodness celebrity. He was even named the most up-and-comingest new talent of the year and had his picture on the front cover of Who's Cool magazine. He moved into a voice mansion and started buying the totally silliest, waste of moneyest stuff you could ever imagine in all your life. Banjo bought himself a brand new custom-made gold-plated banjo and the ground-shakingest, eardrum-bustingest speakers that ever rattled a window. He got himself a hot pink silk-lined sequins-covered jacket with battery-operated blink-off-and-on lights that lit up like a Christmas tree. There were Banjo Bear bobbleheads, Banjo Bear action figures, Banjo Bear cereals, Banjo Bear underwear, and Banjo Bear this, that, and the other thing. His concerts jam-packed stadiums with jump-up-and-down, get-all-sweaty fans. He had become a bigger-than-life superstar. He was invited by some of the well-knownest uppity-uppest people in the whole world to play for them. He even played for kings and queens in their storybook palaces. Adoring fans started naming their newborn babies Banjo. Streets were named after him. His picture was even put on a 1-penny postage stamp. Banjo began to imagine himself as go down in history great. Until one, I think I'll go visit my old friends day. When he arrived back at the forest, the first thing he did was a big belly smacker into the crystal clear, icy cold mountain stream. When news of his visit got around, all of his old friends found him to say they're good to see yous and how you been's. It was wonderful seeing everybody and recalling the remember whens and getting caught up in all the did you hear abouts. He began to wonder to himself, what could be any better than this? That day, Banjo discovered that banjo player wasn't who he was, that entertainer wasn't who he was, that celebrity wasn't who he was, and superstar wasn't who he was. Banjo knew then and there who he was always meant to be. He was meant to be a bear who lived in the deep, deep forest beside the crystal clearest, icy coldest mountain stream that ever gave a bear a goosebump. And from that day on, he only played the banjo for the joy it brought to others. And that made him the grins and gigglesest, sparkly-eyedest, heart-warmiest, flat-out happiest, berry-eating, honey-loving, banjo-playing bear in the whole wide forest and beyond. And when he began to use his talent just for the joy it brought to others, that is when he truly became the great Banjo Bear.